Hey, I'm Ethan, 25 years old, and I'm standing in a packed ballroom, 300 guests in tuxes and gowns, watching my ex-fiancée Sarah and my former best friend Mike pose for their wedding photos. The chandeliers are glowing, champagne's flowing, and a string quartet's playing some cliché love song. Everyone's smiling, but I'm not here to toast their happiness. I'm here to make sure they never forget what they did to me. Let me take you back to how I, Ethan, planned the ultimate wedding takedown. 3 years ago, Sarah and I were engaged. We met in high school back when I was 16, sneaking glances at her in math class. She had this laugh that made everything feel lighter. We dated through college, planned a future, a house, maybe a dog, the whole deal. Mike was my best friend since we were kids, the guy who'd been there through every breakup, every fight with my dad. He was supposed to be my best man. I trusted him like a brother. Worst mistake of my life, it started small. Sarah started staying late at her graphic design job, blaming client deadlines. Mike kept bailing on our weekend basketball games, saying he was swamped. I didn't think much of it. People get busy, right? But then I saw a text on Sarah's phone one night when she left it on the counter. Just a flash, but it was enough. "Miss you already," from Mike. My Mike. My stomach churned, but when I asked her about it, she laughed it off. "He's just being supportive," she said. I wanted to believe her. I mean, who wouldn't? These were the two people I trusted most in the world, but doubt kept creeping in. Sarah was distant, always on her phone, smiling at messages she wouldn't show me. Mike started avoiding eye contact when we hung out. I tried to shake it off, told myself I was paranoid. Then came the night that broke me. I was supposed to be on a work trip for my marketing job, but it got canceled last minute. I came home early around 10 p.m. to our apartment. The lights were off, but I heard whispers from the bedroom. My heart was pounding as I pushed the door open. There they were, Sarah and Mike in my bed, tangled up like I didn't exist. I stood there frozen, my keys still in my hand. Sarah gasped, pulling the sheets up, while Mike stammered, "Ethan, it's not what it looks like." Not what it looks like? I wanted to scream, but my voice was gone. Sarah tried to explain, saying, "It just happened. We didn't mean to hurt you." I didn't say a word. I grabbed my jacket, walked out, and never went back. I moved to a new city, got a new job, tried to rebuild. But the betrayal was like a splinter under my skin. They didn't just break my heart. They shattered my trust, my memories, everything I'd built my life around. 6 months later, I heard through a mutual friend that Sarah and Mike were engaged. Engaged. They were planning a big fancy wedding at a vineyard, the kind Sarah and I used to talk about. Every update was like salt in the wound. They were out there living their dream life while I was still picking up the pieces. That's when I decided I wasn't going to let them get away with it. I wasn't going to be the guy who just fades away. I spent months planning. Throwing a tantrum wouldn't cut it. I wanted them to feel the weight of what they did, in front of everyone they cared about. Their wedding was going to be my moment. I reached out to Jake, a buddy from college who's a tech genius. He's the kind of guy who can crack a password faster than you can say Wi-Fi. I told him everything over beers one night, and his eyes lit up. "Ethan, we're going to make them regret this," he said, already pulling out his laptop. Jake and I became detectives. We scoured their social media, dug through mutual friends' posts, even got some dirt from a cousin who wasn't thrilled about Mike. Turns out, Sarah wasn't just cheating with Mike before we broke up. She was already texting some rich guy named Derek, a venture capitalist she met at a work event. She was playing him too, sending flirty messages about building a future while planning her wedding with Mike. And Mike? He wasn't exactly loyal either. He'd been DMing his ex-coworker, Lisa, talking about keeping things casual behind Sarah's back. They were both liars, playing each other and everyone else. Jake helped me compile the evidence, screenshots of Sarah's text to Derek, Mike's messages to Lisa, even a video Sarah sent Derek from her bachelorette party, giggling in a club saying, "Wish you were here." We edited it into a 4-minute video, a masterpiece of their betrayal in their own words. It was clean, undeniable, and devastating. I got myself invited to the wedding as a +1 with a mutual friend, Tara, who hated Mike and was all in on the plan. Sarah and Mike didn't suspect a thing. They thought I was long gone. The wedding day was perfect, a warm June afternoon at this sprawling vineyard estate. Picture rolling hills, white roses everywhere, a custom wooden arch draped in flowers. Sarah looked stunning in a $12,000 gown, and Mike was all smug in his tailored tux. I blended in with the guests, wearing a sharp navy suit, my heart racing but my face calm. I wasn't here to make a scene yet. The ceremony went off without a hitch, all vows and tears and applause. But the reception? That's where I'd strike. The ballroom was straight out of a movie. Crystal chandeliers, gold-rimmed glasses, tables covered in silk. After the first dance, the DJ announced a special tribute to the couple. That was my signal. Jake had hacked into the venue's AV system weeks earlier, testing it to ensure our video would play perfectly. I grabbed a microphone from a side table and stepped into the center of the room. The music stopped and 300 pairs of eyes turned to me. Sarah's smile froze. Mike's jaw tightened. "I'm Ethan," I said, my voice steady despite the adrenaline. "Some of you know me as Sarah's ex-fiancé. I'm not here to ruin a happy day, but I need to set the record straight." The room went dead silent. Sarah whispered something to Mike, her face pale. Before they could move, the screen behind me lit up and the video started. It opened with Sarah's text to Derek. "Mike's great, but you're the one I see a future with." The crowd gasped. Then Mike's messages to Lisa. "Sarah doesn't need to know about us." A few guests started whispering. The video cut to Sarah's bachelorette party clip, her laughing with a drink in hand saying, "Derek, you should have come tonight." By now, the room was chaos, people murmuring, some pulling out their phones to record. Mike tried to rush the AV booth, yelling, "Turn it off!" But Jake had it locked down. Sarah's mom was sobbing. Mike's dad looked like he'd seen a ghost. I kept going. "Sarah, you were my fiancé. Mike, you were my best friend. You betrayed me in my own home, in my own bed, and now you're betraying each other." I pointed to the screen, where the final slide showed their lies side by side. "You don't get to walk away clean." Not today. The video ended and the room exploded. Guests were shouting, some demanding answers, others just stunned. Sarah was crying, her mascara streaking, while Mike yelled at the DJ, who had no idea what was happening. Tara gave me a subtle nod from the back, her way of saying, "Nailed it." I didn't stay to watch the rest. I walked out, past the shocked caterers and gossiping guests, my head high. The vineyard air felt cleaner than it had in years. Later, I got the full story from Tara. Half the guests left early, refusing to toast the couple. Sarah's rich uncle, who was paying for their Maldives honeymoon, pulled his funding on the spot. Mike's best man, who never liked Sarah, posted the video online, and it spread like wildfire in our town. People were calling it the wedding disaster of the decade. Sarah and Mike are still together, from what I hear, but their marriage started under a shadow of distrust. Good luck building a life on that. As for me, I'm 25 now, and I've moved on. I've got a new job, new friends, and a new perspective. I'm not saying I'm proud of crashing their wedding, but I don't regret it either. They thought they could hurt me and just move on, living their perfect little lie. But I showed them, and everyone else, that actions have consequences. If you're watching this and someone's betrayed you, don't let them steal your voice. Stand up, speak out, and let the truth do the work. I did, and I've never felt more like myself.